And then right there, it'll go blue.
You have to come closer to me.
There we go.
Yep, there we go. Survive.
There you go. Good morning.
Good morning. It's the 26th of February.
Already.
Just a few more days of February. And it's not a leap year, so it's only 2 more days.
Mm-hmm.
That means, for us, we're in the Temperature Quilt Club, that means 2 more days of tracking temperatures for February.
We had some cold temperatures again last week. But
Yesterday.
Then, yeah.
I got a new color. We went up to 6 on my chart. I don't know what yours did.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, I didn't log yesterday, so I am a little behind, but you can just feel it, right? That it's warmer and that we get a new color.
I'm like, I had nothing prepared for that color, so I had to do that.
But the weather's been so nice. It truly feels like a little taste of spring with the sun shining and everything's dripping from melting and puddles everywhere. But I'll take the puddles over snowdrifts. So,
well, it's like you start thinking, soon we can go for walks outside again without worrying about slippery sidewalks.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, some of you have been walking anyway, so that's really great. I am definitely looking forward to spring.
Yeah, and longer days, right? The sun stays out a little longer. And
well, even now, it's like, woo, look at that. It's still light. It's not dark at 5 o'clock.
Yes. It's been good.
So we've got a lot of you popping up. Kathy looks like, Martha, Oshawa, they must still be having winter.
Yeah. Wendy, Bonnie. Yeah, it's so great that you can all join us.
Oh, time to buy new sandal weather. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Actually, I was thinking more new running shoe weather.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah. Just new shoes is always fun, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's just new shoe weather.
Yeah. Put the boots away soon. I'm sure we'll still get hit with some winter yet. I'm sure it's not fully over, but.
Oh, we should not be lulled into a sense of winter's over yet.
No. That's okay, though. A taste is good enough for me.
All right. We have door prizes.
Yes.
I think they're on your side.
All right. First, we have the piping hot binding tool to help with your binding. And then we have a teacup panel.
Actually, check it out.
Just a cute for applique. This is in the beginning, Jason Yenter. You could use it in many ways. And then we have a fat quarter bundle of some purples that Tami picked out. So comment, say hello, say good morning, have a question, and we have our helper busily writing names down, and we will do a draw at the end.
Sounds good. So I think we have a few little announcements. The first one I'm going to do is there's a new book announcement by Judy Lyons. She has written a book and she's promoting it. It is Canada's Forgotten Artifacts, 1967 Centennial Quilts. It's a little softcover book that you can purchase. If you need any more details, you can contact us. You can order them through her. I think we could maybe do a Facebook post on that sometime.
Yep.
But we just thought we would announce that. And another exciting thing, you'll be getting an email, or maybe you already did. We have a mystery bus trip coming up. So end of March, the 29th, Saturday the 29th, we have a bus leaving from our store at 8:30 a.m. sharp. And there's going to be a total of 4 quilt shops that this bus will be going to. And what kind of a bus are they on?
A coach bus.
So no school bus.
No school bus. You're sitting in comfort.
And luxury. Yeah.
Charging ports for your phones, and you can
comfy
sit back and relax. And it should be a good day. A busy day, but a fun day.
So there's always lots of prizes on the bus and fun games and, bring your friends. It's always a fun time to bring a buddy and check out all the shops.
Yeah.
So you can call the store and you can register. It's $45 per person. Plus tax. And you are responsible for your own snacks and lunch.
Yeah. So bring a packed lunch that you can sandwich or something that you can eat on the go in between stops. And it's a mystery. So
can't tell you
where you're going.
We just know you'll have fun and you'll get to see lots of things and
Yeah.
maybe make new friends. I have heard of people meeting other
Yep.
people on the bus trip and becoming friends.
Because
So
you have that connection of quilting. So
So keep an eye out for that email and book your ticket. Seats are limited. So first come, first serve.
and they go quick. So
And you must pay for them when you call and sign up
Yeah.
right away.
so have your credit card ready, and we'll be taking names, phone numbers, and emails, and your credit card, and you can book your spot. And if there is bad weather, we know March, there's still that chance. We will give you lots of time to cancel it, usually the day before or even 2 days if we know a storm's coming. So no worries about that. But usually by the end of the March, we're in the clear. So
Yeah. And well, I'm sure we'll have more to talk about as it gets closer.
yes.
So that's taking care of business.
So we did a challenge. Let's do our fun challenge.
All right. We did a fun challenge.
We like challenges just with the staff. So this time there was just 3 of us, and it was just Angelique, Tami, and I. And we have these cute little mini charms. Oops, as I drop them. Little mini charms. They're 2.5-inch squares. There's 42 of them. And a lot of people are like, what do you make with those? Well, we brainstormed and came up with projects. And I don't know what Tami made. She doesn't know what I made. We don't know what Angelique made. So we'll see. So we chose the cave one.
Yeah, so maybe, Leanne, if you want to go down, we can just show them what. So it's a little free spirit. Let me just pull it out a little bit. It's just little cave. So
Yeah.
lots of different colors, very bright.
And then we chose, the color of the year this year is a purple. So we chose a purple, and the challenge was to use the purple and the charm. So
And so there was no other rules.
there was no other rules.
Let's see what we have.
So do you want to do Angelique's first?
Yeah, since she's not here.
She's not here, so I believe this is her bag.
All right.
Where's there opening it up? She stapled it good.
Oh, look at that.
It's a cute little tote bag.
Like a little, could be like a little lunch bag.
And
Or
there's a drawstring on the top. Oh, it's adorable.
That's a very clever idea because you're using all your little squares.
So she did the purple on the bottom.
It's a little like a bucket.
That's adorable.
I like that idea. I didn't think of that.
That is cute. Very good job, Angelique.
Good job, Angelique. And we should mention it's her birthday today.
It is her birthday. Happy birthday, Angelique. And we also know it's Lisa Dolson's birthday.
So happy birthday, Lisa.
She is the one from Scotland that designed fabric that we have here. And she's kind of become a shop friend of ours. And so happy birthday, Lisa, if you're watching. Which she does watch sometimes.
She does.
So yeah, so there's Angelique's.
I'm
Have fun.
impressed, Angelique.
All right.
Your turn or my turn?
Next? You open mine.
All right. Oh, a little pineapple. That's so cute.
So
A
I
little
just
wall
made
hanging.
a mini quilt, and I used the purple as the binding.
Just put a little bit of
So.
cape on the back. I like that too.
So
I like pineapples. Oh, that's
Yeah.
very cute.
something fun for summer. I actually have one of those little garden flags.
Oh.
So I was kind of thinking I might put a sleeve on it and hang it outside if we're having guests over or something. So, or I could put that Odif outdoor stuff on it and leave it
Could.
outside.
You could have a pineapple theme. You could have pineapple drinks and desserts.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's mine.
All right. I didn't put mine in a white bag.
Okay. And oh my goodness, Tami. Wow.
Okay.
A
So
project bag.
So I've always wanted to make New York beauties. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. So all the little points are one of the little squares of the charm pack. And then some of the backgrounds are from my own stash. And then there's your purple.
It's beautiful. You did a lot of work. And it's the vinyl, so she can put her blocks and her project in it.
Sad thing was I got that done like almost right away after we did our project. And I finished it last night.
It's beautiful. You did a fabulous job.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. You know how when you work on a project and at first you're like, oh, this is not turning out. This is not working. But the more you work on it and set it aside and look at it later, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I
Good
think I'm
job.
happy with it.
So very fun. So there's a couple ideas of what you can do with the little mini charms. So
And we'll have them up and around the store
Yeah.
for a little while so you can look at them. But don't look too close.
Get inspired, right?
Sometimes that's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
Just be inspired.
All right. You know what? I think I'll wait on this, and I will do my little
Okay.
color talk.
Okay.
So, lots of people struggle with scraps, managing their scraps, knowing what to keep, what to throw out. So I thought I would share what I do with my scraps, or what works for me in my space, in my quilting room. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just what works for me. And some of you might cringe at the thought of what I do, but you are welcome to your opinion. So I will start with, if it's smaller than about 5 inch, like a strip width of fabric, smaller than 5 inches or even 6 inches, I cut it in 2.5 inch strips. So I have this bucket of 2.5 inch strips. Some of them are full width, some of them are not. And the more I use them, they get smaller.
Oh, look how neat that is.
Well,
you should see my drawer.
I try to lay them out, and then every now and then I will go through them if I'm working on a project and kind of color sort. But that's how I start. 2.5 inch strips. If it's smaller than 2.5, I throw them out. And I know a lot of you people would go, oh, don't do that. It's just what works for me in my space. I can't have smaller than that. I know I'll never use them. I don't bother keeping them. So this is what I start with, my bin. Then I will pick a pattern. And there is all kinds of 2.5 inch strip.
Do you want me to move this?
Yeah, sure. Jelly roll patterns. So here's a few that I have. And I have the quilts here. They are not quilted yet, but I can show you examples. So I'll pick a pattern for 2.5 inch strips. So for instance, this is called basket case. 2.5 inch strips, a little bit of background.
Can we show them lower?
Sure. And then I have this jelly twist one. This Hampton Court actually uses 2 inch strips, so I had to cut my 2.5 down a little bit, but that's a nice one. I've made this iris quilt one many times. That's really a fun one. And then there's one of these Annie's books that are full of jelly roll patterns, so they're really fun to pull out too. So then you pick your pattern, and a lot of them are white background, which, you know, for some colors can be perfect. I like to change it up and think outside the box. So I'll go through my scraps. What do I have a lot of? For instance, if I have a lot of blues, I picked this jelly roll pattern, and I pull out a handful of blues from my scrap bin. So here's my blues. There's kind of my blues. So you get royal blues, you get more gray blues, you get navy blues, you get all the blues. Then I will grab a color tool.
Let's just move this over.
So we have these color tools. They are for sale. They're a great tool to use. They're $23.99, and you'll pick one of the blues. So say I'm going to pick this one, this number 11. And within that blue, you get all the different shades and the different tones of that blue. So when you're picking your fabric, you will line it up with that. And if it works and matches in that color, I'll use it. So for this one, I would say, yeah, it works for that very first one. I'll put it aside. If it's kind of an odd blue, like say for this one, in number, what did I do? 12? 11. It's not in there. It would be more like it over here. So I do not use this blue. And I go through them all, picking which blue works in that column. Now, it doesn't always have to be just blue. See, this one I would say does work. So I'd put it over here. And you go through them. And if you wanted to do 3 colors in your quilt, you would maybe pick blue and a red and a green, and you would do the same thing and just pick greens within that, the red within that, and the blue within that. And I use like a little sticker on it so I remember which one I'm going to use. So that's a good tool. We have a few other color tools that may come in handy too. So anything like that to kind of pick your color and go with it so that you get a little bit more of a, like it's a scrap quilt, but yet it looks like it's meant to be that way. So I'll show you some of my examples.
And so any of the patterns that you saw that she showed, we can get, or you might have in stock. So if you're interested, you just let us know.
So this is the Jelly Roll twist, and here I used a taupe background. And there's the blues that worked within that color. So there are a lot of navies, but then there is the lighter ones. But you can see that even though it's still a scrap quilt, it almost looks like it's a Jelly Roll that somebody bought using up my scraps. And I don't worry too much about pattern because I'm more focused on the color. I want the colors to go. Some of them are solid, some of them have flowers, but the majority of that works. I use it. So that's where I used a taupe background and I did a blue quilt. Then I'll show you some multicolored quilts that I've done. So this one is a little bit more wild, and I picked a few colors on the color chart, but I did go through the color chart and made it all fit. So this is a navy, and this is the Hampton Court pattern. That's this one, using a navy background. And I picked several colors on the color chart and went through the scraps and picked them out. And again, I would choose the majority of the fabric, what worked for that color. If there was flowers or design, and sometimes there is some that just scream at you, don't use it, save it for another project. But this is a true scrappy quilt, but I'm picking more of the bolder, brighter colors for this one.
Very neat.
And then this one I did more of a theme and not such colors. This one is called Basket Case, and I did all flowers. So this one, every single Jelly Roll that I picked is a floral.
Which is really fun, because often we end up with themes of fabric, because we like that. Like, it could be butterflies, or it could be birds, or...
So every single fabric on here has flowers. So it's busy, but again, that theme makes it work. And I think it turned out quite pretty. And this is just a background with a little bit of blue in it. Again,
and it's also not solid, so it's nice to see like a background you wouldn't normally think to pick, and it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you could do scrappy backgrounds too. I have not tried that yet.
Which is fun. I've enjoyed doing like low volume prints.
So this one is from the Jelly Roll book. It is this pattern with houses. So this one I picked 3 colors. I did a teal, a yellow, and purples. And I went through my scraps. How do we see this? Oh, it's upside down. Let's go like that. Still upside down.
Turn it around.
Oh my goodness.
Turn it around. There we go.
Okay. So that's how I did that one. I picked 3 colors, the teal, the purple, and the yellows. Chose fabrics within that. This is where I used my white tone-on tones for the windows and doors. So they all have different windows and doors. And then a light gray background. And
then what was fun was that you found a border.
I did find a border that kind of tied it all together. And that was just a happy coincidence.
Happy ending.
Yeah. So this is this was a fun one to do. It takes a little bit more of planning and cutting, because you're not just cutting from a full width Jelly Roll. Sometimes you're using smaller pieces. So it took a little bit of planning to make sure I had enough to do a full house, or in this case, a bigger house. But it was fun. Sometimes it's fun to add a little thinking to your project and
just play. I think it's the play.
Yeah.
What book was that again?
This was the Annie's Jelly Roll quilts.
Okay.
Right there. So again, using those 2.5-inch strips, choosing colors, that work. And
so they're wondering if your scrap bin is empty.
No, that bin is my scrap bin, so it's still very full. So this is a pattern. We don't have it. I got it from actually a customer because I admired her quilt. Again, this was blues and greens that I picked from the color chart, and picked the shades of blues and the shades of greens. And there is some teal in there because it did work. And same idea, just 2.5-inch strips. This one was a tone-on-tone white, so it just gives a crisp, clean look. But again, another fun.
Yeah, it's like a modern Jelly Roll, or a modern log cabin.
Log cabin, yeah.
So there's lots of possibilities.
Yeah, and then I do have one more. Last year I gave myself a scrap challenge where I wanted to use up scraps, and scraps are never ending. They just keep going and going.
I think they breed.
Yeah. This one was a pattern I got out of a magazine, so again, I can't share this one. This one I used the bright colors off the color wheel. So I didn't use like the grayed out tones or anything. I used like the bright bold colors. And again, any color went as long as it was that bright, nothing pastel. And then it was a black and white tone on tone. And it's a fun quilt too.
Well, it's classic because black and white goes with anything.
Yeah. So there's, you can probably switch now. So there is just an idea to use for your scraps. Pick a pattern for 2.5-inch strips. Get yourself the background and have fun.
Just play.
Yeah. And like I said, this color chart, I really use it a lot just to pick those tones, because you don't think that it works, and then you line it up with that. Oh yeah, that'll work. And then when the quilt's done, it does work because it's in that line. So it is really handy.
Well, often too, we hear people are not good at picking colors. Well, this kind of takes the guesswork out. Like if you stick to some sort of a scheme, you know, you've kind of got the help there.
Yeah. And like I said, I have a lot of yellow scraps. I could do probably a whole yellow quilt and pick, because there's gold yellow and there's this bright yellow and then there's a bit of an orangey yellow. Pick one and go with it and have your fun, and it'll make it look like it's meant to be that way. Some scrap quilts where people use everything, they don't always like that style. Nothing wrong with that style, but this is a way that you can be a little bit more controlled with your scraps.
I think this would also be a really good way to teach yourself some color, like to play with it and then find out what works and what doesn't. So it's a safe way to play without like buying your favorite fabric and cutting it up and realizing, oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. And we all have scraps, and to get some background and a fun pattern, you know, uses what you have, but you're just getting a little bit something new to go with it and have some fun with it.
And, you know, if you had to get like a little purple because you don't have purple and you really wanted to, that's okay too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We don't like to have too many rules.
No. And I think that's the main part, is just have fun. Don't get intimidated by your scraps. Don't let them just, you know, I call it breed in a bucket, because they do reproduce. And if they're just stashed in a bucket, why are you keeping them? So
well, that's the other thing.
them.
If you don't like scrappy quilts, then pass your scraps along. Yeah. Don't stress over it.
That's right. Yeah. And that's why I say if it's smaller than 2.5, I know I'm never going to use that. I don't keep it. I don't want the clutter. I don't want that haunting me. So move on and use what works for you. So
that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So we also do have fabric today.
We do.
Lots, actually. So we'll just clean off the table a little bit.
All right.
So do you want to start with, let's start
do
pre-cuts.
You want to switch? So we got a few jelly rolls in. So this is from Free Spirit, and it is a black and white. Tone on tones, a little bit of design. Which way am I turning here?
There we
go.
We haven't had a black and white jelly roll for a while, so it's nice to have that, because those are great neutrals to pair with colors.
Eh?
Yeah.
I just finished a small black and white project, and it's not done yet, but I used a pale yellow as a background, and those black and whites just pop. Oh, it's so fun. And there was a beginner quilt a few times ago that was black and white, and they used a pale yellow. But you could do it with blue or teal or any color, any favorite color. But yeah.
So these are some of the things that were in the boxes yesterday.
Yes.
So
you saw our little sneak peek of Tami opening boxes. So this one's $71.99. And this one is a William Morris with a cape.
You know, I haven't actually even looked at it.
So it's the classic designs of William Morris, but the colors of cape.
That's cool. I didn't even realize.
Yeah. I was reading the label yesterday, and I thought, oh, that's so cool. So the colors are stunning, but you're getting those classic patterns of William Morris.
That's brilliant.
So we have the jelly roll and the layer cake. The jelly roll is $78, and the layer cake is $78.
Obviously.
So.
Silly me.
So there you go.
Okay. And so we have a lot of widebacks that came in yesterday. So those are always big boxes. So these would be great too to use on the backs of those scrappy quilts. Oh, I should have opened it the other way. This is Shades by Riley Blake, Wagon Red. And then there's this charcoal, black charcoal kind of.
Has a little touch of, I call it a greeny gray.
Yeah.
But again, a great neutral for those quilts that you just need a back for them.
You can use these as background too on the front of your quilt.
Absolutely you can. Because sometimes the value is there to get, and if you were to buy 1 meter, it's the equivalent of 3 yards.
Yeah, so you've got lots of fabric there. And so these are $31 a yard. All of these shades. This is more of a navy. I know it looks maybe a little bit brighter on your screen, but it is a navy.
Yeah.
And then there's this kind of a brown black. I want to say mosaic. Yeah, they're saying it's black, but it does definitely have some brown tinge to it. And that one's 26.
And then we have that same design, but in yellow. It's kind of a mustardy yellow.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's a fun color.
Yep. And we have some really neat, I should do that.
Stripey. It's almost like a water. You could use that for landscape or something.
And then we have it in a darker blue. And we have it in a gray.
Do you need some white back, Leanne?
And
these are 26. One more.
And a red.
Yeah, it's kind of a different red. Raspberry. There we go.
So, just a neat take on a wide back with a little bit of movement in it with the almost ombre, but it's not ombre, but it almost gives that illusion of ombre.
Oh, those are fun. Okay. And then I have some Lori Holt ones. Oh, you still have one more.
I still
wait
want
for you.
And I have a very pretty purple. This one is a pretty purple because there's kind of 3-4 shades of purple in it. So depending on your quilt, it'll probably pick up just what you need. So, and this one is...
It's 26 as well. Okay, so now Lori Holt backings.
People love Lori Holt backings for their Lori Holt quilts, but they can also be any quilt because they are fun and pretty.
So that's from Vintage Happy 2. It's 31.
It's the cute little classic flowers.
And then there's Granny Apple.
I think we have this one in regular width with a smaller scale, but this is really fun.
So in the alpine color. And then there's this one, which I might have upside down, but Peace and Plenty. So this is the new line that we brought in, that we showed, I think, last week. Some more of it.
And the pinks and blues and greens are very pretty. Very springy.
Okay.
Yeah. You can flip these. All right. So, as you can see from the quilt behind us, a new Tim Holtz color has arrived. So you know that we've already had red, pink, and orange, and now we have yellow, which I love. So
Your favorite color.
it's my favorite color. So this is the quilt that has come in with using the yellows.
Excuse me.
If you're interested in it, we are happy to kit it for you. I think we're waiting on a few fabrics yet, so we'll have to get those, but it is available if you're interested.
So this is On the Wind, 73.5-inch square. You're doing sew and flips, and you're piecing with biased edges. So, you know, that's doable.
Yeah.
And then we have
And we do
fabrics
have
to show
the
you.
yellow fabrics. So this is the fat quarter bundle of the yellow fabrics that we're about to show you. So the fat quarter bundle is $54.99. So if you just wanted a little taste of the yellows,
That would be
that's
a
a good
add.
way.
Yeah.
And here's the yellow fabrics. So we've got the ticket stubs and the maps.
And we always love the maps.
We've got the butterflies maybe moths, butterflies, either way.
So these will be on our website, and they are 19 a yard.
And we've got this numbered.
What did they call this one? Yellow numbers. Oh,
Yellow
wow.
numbers. It almost looked, I thought it was bingo cards.
That's what I thought. I'm like, what's it called?
And then we have the classic
Collage.
with the
We
birds.
need to
and
move over
the...
this way a little more, I think,
Okay.
so you can see it better. There you go. Yeah, so I think he's done, in all the colors, he's done the collage one.
And we've got these flowers.
A botanical.
They have a touch of purple in it, which is contrasting with yellow, so that makes them pop a little bit.
Yeah,
I
they're a
think.
little bit of pink.
And then this one is a little bit more, almost looks...
Yellow wallpaper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Victorian wallpaper, so...
When I used to have to look through wallpaper books, yeah.
A big Victorian house would have that.
Oh,
in
yeah.
up their stairwell or something.
Ooh, yeah.
And there's stamps, like
Stamps.
postage stamps.
Yeah. Our pile's getting taller.
We got two more.
You think we can do it?
We can do it.
Okay.
And then there is
Yellow vintage.
yellow vintage. It almost looks like a plaster wall.
That's falling apart.
Yeah. And one more. This one's just a tiny little leaf and flower pattern, like a little tone on tone.
Yellow tiny print. Yeah, so if you like yellow, this is your month.
There's our pile.
All right, well, I can move the pile. Maybe we can do some show and tell.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a bag class on Saturday with Margaret. It was take a stand. And so there's a couple of ladies working on their bags. And some more. I think we had 7. So there was a lot of fussing with zippers and mesh, and I think they enjoyed it. They'll have a beautiful bag when they're done. Yeah, you can see on the bottom, Cindy's got all her mesh laid out. They were working hard. And then here's Charlotte. I think she's in Alberta, and this is a quilt that she's finished. It's huge.
It's beautiful.
It's
Look
beautiful.
at that background where she's standing. Wouldn't we all love to display our quilts there?
Very strategic. I love it. Looks good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's our show and tell. What? I thought we were missing something.
Yeah. So I think we've gone through everything. Thank you for watching. We do have our door prizes. So we'll do our piping hot binding first.
Oh, you're going to come this way. There we go.
Leslie Lake.
Leslie Lake.
Congratulations, Leslie.
And then we have the teapot
Panel.
panel.
Maureen Chernata.
Maureen. We'll post these names on our Facebook page as usual. And the fat quarters.
Jenna Gray.
Jana Gray. Thanks for watching. Well, there's Jana Gray right there.
Yeah, let us know if you'll be in the store to pick them up or if you need them mailed.
Mhm.
We're always happy to see.
And the brown bags are still for sale.
Mm-hmm.
If you're still interested in joining the fun, by all means check it out online or come into the shop. And if you have any questions, let us know. But we're excited to get that rolling and looking forward to May 15 when the first clue comes out. So,
And all the beautiful quilts at the end.
oh, I know. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see
so
them. I can't
See
wait.
how that works.
So, anyways, I think that's it for this week. Thanks for watching and have a good week.
Great. Enjoy your day.
Hit end live video. Yeah. And stop streaming.